Good morning, fellow gamblers. Welcome back to Straight Betting. Coming off a cool little 2-0 day yesterday. I got 2 more plays for you today. Before we get into it, though, not going to lie, guys, I watched back a couple of the videos. Obviously, I was watching them back before, but the more I watch them back, the more I'm like, my gosh, bro. Like, the quality on these videos is complete ass, and I'm going to address that. Hopefully, getting some better equipment and stuff like that in the next coming days. So if you guys are still watching these videos, even though the quality is absolutely terrible, I just want to say I greatly appreciate it. Okay, guys, so for the recap, Mark Williams over 13.5 points. That was a pretty easy winner, I believe. I think he had 19 points, took a ton of shots, so pretty happy with that look. Vucevic, he only took 5 threes. He did shoot 4 for 5 from deep, so definitely, I mean, we had 1.5 threes. 5 attempts is very good volume for 1.5 threes, especially at plus money. I will say I did not see Jonas Valanciunas getting benched in this one. And yeah, like in the non-Jonas minutes, especially in the first half and stuff like that, and a little bit in the second half, he just didn't really get much shots up. So yeah, the bet was pretty, banking on Jonas Valanciunas playing good minutes. He did not exactly play good minutes, but he did get up really good volume in the minutes that Jonas did play. So look, at the end of the day, he got up 5 threes. We had this at like plus money for over 1.5. So you got to be happy with that one too. Okay, guys, enough yapping. We got the first play here. I'm rocking with Jalen Duren over 24.5 points and rebounds. So first initial filter I have on here is games with Cade, with Tobias, because he's missed a couple, and then without Jaden Ivey. As you can see, overall, the hit rate is an amazing 19 out of 36. I will say, guys, Jalen Duren 100% has turned into a different player as the years went on. He's a young guy. He's really hitting stride. He was playing like an absolute pumpkin at first. But if we go to like recent games and stuff, he's over in the last 18 out of 27 games. But the biggest thing that I'm actually looking for here is his minutes. So as you can see in these games, he's averaging 27.1 minutes. And then like his rotation is like 29 or 30 minutes, when in close games and stuff. So let's just split the difference. Let's do 24 to 30 minutes for Jalen Duren. And look at that hit rate, fellas. Got a cool little 17 out of 22 hit rate, averaging 26.9 PR with 24 to 30 minutes, which, I think that's a very fair minute projection for him. The matchup is absolutely amazing, guys. I mean, the season-long data is actually pretty irrelevant for Jalen Duren, but the whole year they've been bad at preventing putbacks, offensive rebounds, second chance points, and that stuff. All right, guys, this filter here is from less than 10 feet over the last 10 games. Obviously, guys, Dallas does not really have a center. They have like Kai Jones, who is really not an NBA-level center, especially on defense. The last 10 games, guys, Dallas is allowing the most field goals made from less than 10 feet. We can go over here. Opponent points in the paint, most points in the paint over the last 10 games, obviously. And then, yeah, just like overall stuff, guys. I mean, last 10 games, rebounds, third most rebounds. Opponent points overall, the most points overall. So, yeah, guys, I mean, if you just like think about it, right? Dallas does not have any rim protection. They are a terrible defense right now. And Duren, when he plays his normal minutes, just absolutely crushes this line. So I think there's a lot to like here about Duren. Real quick, guys, gonna quick take some time to shout out Props Madness. This is the best NBA researching tool on the market by a mile. Like I said, guys, today the slate was looking tough for me for some reason. I just wasn't seeing the board great. But then it's just like sometimes you just got to find like a minute projection, go quick minute filters, see who's going to play, who's not. And it can give you a really good angle because I knew that it was a good matchup for Duren coming in. So I'm like, okay, let me just quick get some filters going and see if like this is a fair line or not. And obviously the line feels very low and the matchup is great. And all this stuff would not be possible without Props Madness. So if you guys are serious about betting on the NBA and even WNBA come summertime, make sure to try out Props Madness. It's the best research tool on the market by a wide margin. And you can use code SB25 to get you 25% off. All right, guys. Next play is Jeremy Sohan. And you're probably looking at this graph like, what are you doing, dude? You're playing over 26.5 PRA. That makes no sense. Well, guys, let's not be squares here. Jeremy Sohan last game, yeah, he didn't have a great game. He played 38 minutes and he played 19 first half minutes. So he was like legit on like a 38-minute rotation. Now, is that going to stick? Probably not. But maybe he's around 36 or something. I really don't know. I also like the game to be close, right? 6-point spread. So I gave Jeremy Sohan, I'm projecting him for 34 minutes with 30-plus minutes on the year. Sohan is over this line in 10 out of 16 games. He's averaging 27.7 PRA in these games. And another little interesting thing that I like to do is, take out Wemby and Fox, the two high usage players, right? And the hit rate's still not great, but you got to look at it like this, guys. Without Wemby and Fox, he's averaging 26.1 minutes per game in the sample size and 20.6 PRA. So when you do the math, right, and I have it up here, and sorry, guys. Yeah, when you do the math, though, without Wemby and Fox per 30 in games without Wemby and Fox, sorry, per 34 minutes, he is averaging 26.8 PRA. So that's right on line with this line. However, that's not the best part yet. That's not the reason why I'm betting it. Those 2 hit rates are cool and stuff, and they give you like a little more confidence in the play. But if you go to teams opponent stats last 10 games, Philadelphia is allowing the 3rd most points per game overall last 10. They are allowing the 2nd most assists overall last 10, and they are allowing the 2nd most rebounds overall last 10. But it gets even better. Go to teams opponent shooting, shot frequency from less than 10 feet. Philly's allowing the 2nd most field goals made from less than 10 feet. I think the number I looked at that I was really encouraged by was the restricted area. Yes. So Philly's allowing the most points per game in the restricted area as well. Jeremy Sohan, as you guys can see on this Props Madness chart, 74% of his points come in the restricted area, which is also awesome. And another little sneaky edge, guys, that I like to do that I never see anyone talk about, right? But if you can go to teams opponents pull-ups allowed over the last 10 games, Philadelphia is allowing the fewest pull-up frequency over the last 10 games. One person, this is the last 5 games for the Spurs. So basically since De'Aaron Fox got hurt, I guess De'Aaron Fox has 1 game in here, but I mean, we all know how Jeremy Sohan doesn't play. He doesn't take pull-ups, but the low pull-up frequency allowed could affect a Chris Paul, who is basically only taking pull-ups. Could affect a Devin Vassell, who's like their leading scorer, taking a ton of pull-ups. Even Stephon Castle's in there. So yeah, Jeremy Sohan just does not take pull-ups, and that's great because Philly looks to limit pull-ups, and maybe that leads to like the teammates passing out of stuff when they're usually looking for like a pull-up midi or something. So yeah, basically with Sohan, guys, I mean, this is just like such a good matchup for him, like genuinely such a good matchup for him. I think you can bump up his averages by 2 or 3 points in this matchup. And like I said, without Fox and Wemby per 34 minutes, doing a lot here, but he was at 26.8 PRA per 34. And like I said, with the matchup, I think you can talk yourself into it being like 28.5, 29.5, and that's what the line should be. So yeah, guys, I did a lot of yapping today, but I got 2 plays that I do really like, and not gonna lie, y'all, I spent a good hour and a half looking for these because I was just not seeing the board well. Anyways, guys, let's build off that 2-0 day from yesterday. Let's get a couple winners here. If you guys enjoy this type of content, make sure to like and sub to the channel. It goes a long way in supporting me and our team in the long term. And with that being said, best of luck on your bets today. Have a happy Friday. Go out and do some fun shit. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.